Hey you guys, my name is Jonathan Dale, and I am a singer, a songwriter, I am a graphic designer and a videographer and photographer. I am a son, a husband, a father, and a friend, and I'm also a heroin addict, and this is my story. I grew up in a Christian home. All of my childhood, all of my life. My dad was a pastor, so my brother and I were preacher's kids. And so I had a wonderful upbringing and a great Christian upbringing and two awesome parents and a great brother. But there was something different about me, and I recognized that at a very early age. By the time I was 8 years old, I was traveling all over the country, singing gospel music. Every weekend of my life, from the time I was 8 till I was 16, I was in a different state, in a different church, or a different concert venue, singing my songs, and which did pretty well for someone considering my age. By the time I was 13, I had songs that had charted. I had several records, and things were great. Things appeared to be perfect for me. But I think by the age of 12 years old, that was the first time that I recognized that something was wrong. And I remember thinking to myself then, these thoughts that I'm having are not normal. These things that I'm thinking, they're not normal. And that was the beginning of my struggle with mental health issues. And I have to say that it only progressively got worse from there. And so by the time I'm 17 years old, I go to Nashville with a friend, and we audition for a reality TV singing competition on CMT Country Music Television called Can You Duet. A lot of people are familiar with Can You Duet for Joey and Rory, which were America's sweethearts for years, and we all followed their story and their tragic loss. But we auditioned for the television show together, and long story short, they ended up cutting my friend and keeping me. And same thing ended up happening with my duo partner that I would later be placed with in the season by the producers and the celebrity judges. And so I was partnered with Brandon Green of Lucedale, Mississippi, and together we were known as JB Rocket. And JB Rocket went all the way to the finale on CMT's Can You Duet Season 2, and we had a blast. Some of the most memorable moments were us doing songs like Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn and More Than a Memory by Garth Brooks. They were just some of the most incredible moments of my life. And so we made it all the way to the finale, came in as first runner-up on the Season 2 of CMT's Can You Duet, and signed a huge record deal with the Valerie Music Group of Big Machine Records, which was home to like Taylor Swift and Rascal Flatts and all these huge celebrities. And so we signed our record deal, and we were well on our way to stardom, and well on our way to success, and everything that we had ever dreamed of was promised to us. So I'm still dealing with mental health issues at this point in my life. I'm still having just really dark stages in my life. And so later I would find out that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And so I didn't know that then, but I was spiraling out of control constantly. I remember the first time that I ever felt impaired, I felt like reality had stopped. I felt like all the things that I felt in my mind and all the things that I battled every day, all the demons that I faced, were quiet for once. And that's really when my addiction issues began, was that night. And later that would spiral into and introduce me to things like marijuana and cocaine, which the latter, I feel, ultimately led me into my opiate dependency issues and my heroin addiction. Long story short, I ended up a full-blown heroin addict. And but this year, actually next week, I will celebrate on December the 7th, 2017. I will celebrate being clean from heroin and a long list of other drugs for 5 years. I know that Paul in the Bible, we know that he struggled. We know that there was a thorn in his flesh, and we know that there was issues in his life and things that bothered him, just like I've mentioned here. And he just kept going. He just kept digging. He just kept fighting, and he just kept overcoming those obstacles one by one. And that's what recovery is. Recovery is a step-by-step thing, and that's why I'm here, is because of places like Waterlife, and my family, and my wife, and now my newborn daughter, and still music. Music is so important to me, and I'm just thankful for where I am because of my church, because of my family, and most importantly because of God Almighty. And I'm alive today, and I survived alive every day because of love. And so I ask you, if you know someone that's facing addiction, if you know someone that's battling those things, that is the answer. That is the key, is acceptance and love. I'm not asking you to enable anyone. I'm just telling you to love them. It's such an honor and it's such a privilege to be a worship leader here at Waterlife. I can't even think of words to accurately describe how excited I get on a Sunday and how nervous I get on a Sunday and how pumped I get on a Sunday when I'm on the worship team. It is literally the time of my life, and I think everyone can see that I have a little too much fun sometimes. But I get a little happy and dance around. But it's serving at Waterlife is probably my favorite thing that I've ever done.